Fred Sirieix became the third star to be evicted from the I'm A Celebrity jungle on Tuesday night after a series of feuds with his fellow campmates. The first 8 star followed in the footsteps of Nella Rose and Frankie Dettori, who were both axed from the competition earlier this week. Food critic Grace Dent and actress and singer Jamie Lynn Spears also withdrew from the competition on medical grounds last month, reports The Mirror. Appearing on This Morning on Wednesday, Fred broke his silence as he appeared on the ITV show, following Nella Rose's interview, both live from Australia. During the interview, Fred admitted that had received a telling off from his mum for clashing with Josie Gibson in the jungle over cooking duties. Fans of the show will recall that Fred struggled when he was taken off cooking for the camp, and instead, Josie Gibson was put in charge. The star often hovered over Josie and issued instructions. However, his camp antics didn't go down well with fans, and it appears Fred's mother is also in agreement with critics. Fred said, "This morning, I spoke to my mum. She called me because she knew I was out. She said to me, 'Frederick.' You know why she calls me Frederick? Because she's upset. Frederick, what did you do with Josie? Why were you standing on the top there telling her what to do? What was going through your mind?" I got a telling off from my mum. I said, "Mum, it's because," she said, "Frederick, I don't want to listen to you. This is unacceptable. You can't do that. I don't want you to do it again today." I said, "Mum, what do you mean?" She did not understand. I was no longer in the jungle, I was out. It's a game. I had to explain to her. She said, "Frederick, if you do that again." And I said, "Mum, I'm no longer in the jungle, so I'm not going to do it." She said, "Frederick, do not do it again." And I said, "Mum, I promise you I'm not going to do it again. Next time Josie is cooking, I will sit down and say nothing." She said, "That's good, Frederick, but if you do it again, I am going to be very upset with you." She was mad. I had to say to her, "Look, Mum, I am not going to do it again." Fred had his fair share of conflict in the jungle, butting heads with Nella after he mistakenly offended the YouTube star with a comment he made, stating he was old enough to be her father. He also challenged Nigel Farage on his pro-Brexit views, and most recently, had a major disagreement with This Morning's Josie over her cooking skills as camp chef. Talking about his disagreement with Nella on Wednesday, Fred insisted it was a misunderstanding, saying that the hate towards Nella following the row is unfair and wrong. He said, "Look, for me, it's just a misunderstanding, you know. When you're all in the jungle, it's like a pressure cooker. It's just the way it is. All I will say is I was very surprised of the hate for Nella when I came out. I think it's totally wrong and unfair." He added, "Nella is a lovely girl, things happen, you move on." I don't know what all this fuss is about, to be honest with you. The news comes after it was confirmed Fred had been axed from the show on Tuesday. The first date star said a friendly but brief goodbye to his campmates before exiting the jungle. Viewers were quick to claim that Fred appeared fuming to be evicted so early. Taking to Twitter, now X, one person claimed, "Fred definitely fuming on the inside," while another said, "Fred is gutted." Others were sad to see him go, with one fan writing, "I loved him during his time in camp." Another added, "Oh shame. I know he was a bit annoying about the cooking and trials, but he's a decent guy overall and I'm sad Fred is out." Speaking to Ant and Dec after leaving camp on Tuesday, Fred said, "My time in the jungle has been an amazing experience. I got to meet some wonderful people. It is like another life, and here I am. I was living in the moment and not thinking about what was happening next." I found it quite easy because I really prepared myself. Fred was also critical of Josie's cooking in camp. Defending his actions, he said, "She's just making it up as she goes along. So I think Terry's a lot at stake with the food. And it's not just what you're cooking at the moment, which of course is going to be good, because the produce is incredible, it is what you can do the next day with the leftovers of the bones." On clashing with Sirieix over Europe and immigration, he said, "It was great in camp because Nigel is a doer, we can work together, we can go and collect wood and water. But yeah, there is a side of Nigel Farage that I cannot connect with and I will never connect with him. He hasn't brought me around to his way of thinking, no. Newsletter here."